Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Love and Lore podcast, the podcast where we spread love through sharing our stories and life lore. So, welcome back to another episode, and welcome back to another solo episode. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one, and this is going to be another late night yap sesh, and we're going to be talking about feeling ugly, right? Because not all of us feel hot all the time. I don't feel hot all the time. Like, as much as I preach confidence and empowerment and feeling hot all the time, girl, I don't feel hot all the time. There are days where I feel really ugly. There are days where I feel really crusty and gross and disgusting. And that is normal and that's fine. And yeah, I want to talk about it because it's so important. And one of the things that I promised myself before starting all this is that I was going to be as real and as honest as possible on here because there is not a lot of realness on social media, I feel, especially nowadays. And I just want to be a source of comfort for people, right? And a big sister. And I do have an episode that's kind of like this. It was the one with Angelea on body image and self-love. So it's kind of like we're going to be touching on a few of the same topics from that one, but this is going to be a bit more personal and a bit deeper, I guess, into not just body image, but just ugliness and not feeling pretty, not feeling beautiful, not feeling whatever in general. So yeah, I really hope you guys enjoy this. I hope this helps someone. And yeah, let's have a good chat together. So the first thing we're going to talk about is what it actually means to feel ugly. Like for me, what does feeling ugly mean to me? A feeling ugly to me is more of an internal thing, is what I'm realizing. When I don't feel like I've done enough for the day, if I feel like I haven't accomplished my goals for that day, or I've treated people badly, or if I'm on my phone too much, I feel really ugly. And yeah, again, it's very much internal, but I guess physically wise, feeling ugly to me, it really reflects off of other people, if that makes sense. I'm not saying that right. There's definitely another way to say it, but you know that feeling when you're getting ready and it's just you in the mirror and you feel really hot and confident and ready to go out and look good and take pictures. But once you go to that event and that social gathering space with other people, usually your age, once you see everyone else also looking just as hot, just as beautiful, you start to feel not as hot as you were when you were getting ready. And you start to compare yourself to people. And that's kind of where it happens for me. And it's bad. It's really bad. But I'm trying not to do it because I compare myself all the time to people, and I have to keep telling myself that comparison is the thief of joy, and there's no point in doing that because someone's beauty is not the absence of yours, which I'll be touching on later. But yeah, when I'm surrounded by other beautiful people, it sort of makes me feel inferior. It makes me feel insecure sometimes. And all that confidence leading up to the event, it's like she vanished. Like, where did she go? Like, where did that confident girl go? And I think it worsens when the event is over, because when the event is over and you go through all the pictures you took on your camera roll and you see all the pictures that you thought you ate in, and then you realize you didn't eat that hard and you don't like any of the bursts that your friends took of you. That is very humbling to me and also makes me feel ugly, right? But again, I definitely think for me it's very much more internal. I rarely base it off of physical appearance, but honestly, no, I do. There's a good balance between the two, but for me, it's mostly more internal. So that's kind of a bit of background. Sorry if that was a bit messy, but that's kind of a deep dive into how I think about things. Now I'm going to talk about the first time I felt ugly, or the first time I felt insecure about my appearance. So I kind of touched on this on the episode with Angelea, but the first time I really started to feel self-conscious was in grade 2 when I moved to Canada. And it was me comparing the size of my body to the other girls and kids in my grade. And I was only 7 years old, right? So yeah, growing up, I used to watch a lot of Barbie movies and a lot of just like the beauty standard of white girls, right? Because Barbie is white and she's a white girl and she's tall, she's skinny, she's blonde. And obviously, I do not look like Barbie. I don't look like that. I never did and I never will. But I guess that kind of planted a seed in my head very subconsciously, and it didn't really manifest itself until I moved to Canada. And then in grade 3, I honestly was kind of chubby in grade 3, not gonna lie. And that's kind of where more insecurities started to come out, I also mentioned this in the episode with Angelia, but it was always my thighs. It was always my thighs, and I really wanted to have skinny thighs. I didn't mention this in that episode, but there were mornings where I would literally, the first thing I would do when I would wake up is lift my legs into the air and look at my thighs and be like, oh my god, my thighs got smaller. But really, it's just angled because my legs are up. They're obviously gonna look smaller. But I would think about stuff like that. And that's like the first thing I think about in the morning. Like, hello, as an 8, 9 year old, like, what the heck? So, yeah, it was always my thighs. I was also watching a bit of YouTube at this time and a lot of like family YouTube channels and girls my age, and I realized that there were no girls that I watched on YouTube that looked like me. All these girls had really skinny thighs and just were really skinny, and they looked good in my eyes. They looked good in everything they wore because they were skinny. And I just remember thinking I would be so much happier if I looked like them. And I really thought that nothing would look good on me unless I was skinny. And there were also some subtle remarks here and there from my family, like I'm not going to call anyone out, but there have been instances where it's very, very, very subtle, but I knew the intention behind what they were saying. And it was definitely something about my weight, or my appearance or something like that. But it was mostly my weight because I was on the bigger side. And I remember this one specific memory. I was in this little, it's a sari sari store. I don't know how to translate that in English, but it's like this convenience store in the Philippines, or no, in Canada. This was in Canada. And I remember being in there with my grandma, and the cashier was pretty close with our family. I don't know how, but the cashier knew my cousins and my cousin's parents, and like they all knew each other. I remember my grandma introduced me to the cashier, and she was like, "Oh, this is my granddaughter. She is my son's daughter, not my daughter's daughter." Right, stay with me here. Yeah, so she's my son's daughter, and the cashier was like, oh my god, yeah, I can tell because her face is a bit rounder, and like your daughter's kids, just I guess implying that they don't have as round of a face as I do. And I took that to heart. My little brain, my little heart really took that personally. Like, okay, like that's the way you're gonna discriminate between us, like that's the way you're gonna, distinguish us. So just things like that. And yeah, it really made me think about my parents a lot more. So to answer this little prompt here, that was when I remember first really like internalizing my insecurities. And then it kind of turned into a lot more. So I remember being in the Gap store, and I remember looking at all the mannequins, and they were all skinny girls, skinny little girl mannequins. And I remember just tearing up. I remember I was tearing up inside Gap because I did not look like them. And I think I was already having a rough day in general, but I remember crying in Gap. I never told anyone, and I was just like trying to hide it, but I was literally so sad in Gap because I did not look like the mannequins. And you know what's so crazy now, guys, is that Gap actually does have mannequins that are more representative of different body styles now. And that's so crazy. It's just so full circle. I think they might even be one of the first to do it, or at least from what I've seen, Gap is one of the first sort of clothing brands to use more representative mannequins. But yeah, definitely that Gap experience was a very much core memory for me. Okay, so yeah, those were kind of my early experiences with feeling insecure. And now we're gonna jump back into the more present, I guess, moments and just talking more about feeling crusty and not feeling confident all the time. As much as I do preach confidence all the time on here and empowerment and feeling hot and pretty and being a baddie and all that stuff, there are definitely days where I don't feel like that, and that is okay. And one of the best examples I can give of this, like a more recent one, would be, I mean, not recent, but I mean 2 years ago. It was my first day of work, and it was like a fast food restaurant. So I came home feeling really crusty, really ugly, really sweaty, really just not cute. Okay. And when I came to my cousin's house straight after work that day. I was in my uniform, and I felt really gross already. And then I realized that it was a birthday party. There was a party going on downstairs, and I got to see like a little bit of the people that were there, and they were roughly my age, a bit younger, but they were pretty much my age. And that like kind of made me sad, upset, because I did not look presentable at all, and I was already kind of having a rough day that day anyways, and that kind of just set it off for me, and I literally just cried in my cousin's room, and they were so confused. I felt so bad. Like, we were having a good time, we were just talking, and all of a sudden I just started crying, and I just felt so like ugly, you know? And there are definitely days where I do feel like that, like especially coming back from an event, especially coming back from some sort of social gathering where I'm looking through all my photos and being like, I did not eat, girl, like this is not good. And I'll just have to sit there and reflect on everything. So yeah, I don't feel confident all the time, and I do feel crusty on many occasions. So the next prompt I have here is, do I ever notice patterns in when I feel insecure? So this could be through social media or certain people or when I have bad days. So this kind of connects into everything I just said, but social media for sure is a big one. It's a big catalyst for insecurities. We're constantly scrolling on our phones and everything. And I was actually listening to a podcast episode where she talked about how we are seeing, if we're on TikTok and we're scrolling, we are consuming hundreds of content every hour. Every hour of the day we're just scrolling. That's like 1,000 videos by the end of the day into our heads. 1,000 like 5-second, 10-second videos. Like, you are obviously going to feel insecure after that, especially if TikTok is full of beautiful people. And yeah, it's so easy to say that, and it's so obvious, but we usually just brush it off when we keep scrolling, right? But when you really think about it and reflect on it, then it really starts to hit you. And it really is starting to hit me. So yeah, definitely social media. Again, when I'm around other beautiful people, again, I always tell myself someone's beauty does not indicate the absence of yours. I always try to tell myself that, but it's so hard. Like, when you're in the moment, it's really, really hard. And it's something that I'm working on. But yeah, definitely when I'm around other beautiful people, and also when, even like family, it sucks. Family is probably the worst. Like, I have so many beautiful relatives and cousins and everything. It sucks because it feels almost like I have to, it's like almost as if I have to make it a competition. And it's so funny because it's a mental thing for me. Like, it's not even like that. Like, no one cares. It's all just in my brain. And also when I'm around people who are judgmental, or just when I feel that someone's energy is not good, that also kind of makes me back off a bit, or makes me feel a little bit self-conscious. So yeah, those are kind of little patterns I notice, or situations that kind of trigger these thoughts within me. This next prompt I have here is, how do I usually react when I feel unattractive? So this is really interesting. How do I react when I feel unattractive? I know I did just go on a whole tangent about feeling insecure on other beautiful people, but the craziest part about this is that I don't tend to feel that way when I'm around beautiful people who are beautiful on the inside, okay? If you have beautiful energy that radiates within you, and you have a good heart, and you're kind and you're nice, then I will not feel inferior to you. I will not feel insecure around you. It's so crazy. Like, I get so entranced and enchanted by people with such high vibration and such high and amazing energy that I don't even bother comparing myself to them. Like, if anything, I'm more attracted to you. Like how do you say it? I radiate towards you more. Like, I want to be your friend. Like, I want to be around you. But if you're like the hottest girl or the hottest person in the world, and you just have a really ugly heart, then yes, I will compare myself to you, and I will most likely not want to be around you. So it really does make a difference. It really just shows that the inside matters way more. And that is something that I also need to tell myself, because again, it's not all about the outside, it's about the inside. Basically, what I'm saying is that if you have a good heart and if you have amazing energy, then I will gravitate towards you, and I will never feel insecure around you. So that right there doesn't really answer the question of how I react when I feel unattractive. So I guess to fully answer the question, when I feel unattractive, I react sometimes by being really closed off, or I don't know, I'm just not really myself, or I don't want to, I don't know, I just kind of become more reserved. Or sometimes I just try to mask it and just keep going, because sometimes, even when you feel ugly, you gotta keep going, you gotta keep smiling, and you gotta fake it till you make it. Okay, the next prompt here is, what helps me feel beautiful even when I don't look perfect, right? So Again, there are days where I don't feel hot all the time, but I guess this is another more internal thing, but affirmations help so much. Just saying, like, I'm beautiful, I attract and radiate amazing energy, I'm confident, I'm powerful, I'm strong, that helps a lot. But you really have to practice it every single day. I think I've been practicing doing affirmations for over 1 to 2 years now, and it's just part of my life now. It's just implanted in my heart to do affirmations. It's crazy how much they can make a difference. And then other, I guess, more tangible things is wearing a cute outfit. I love wearing big hoodies. I love wearing cozy sweaters. I love wearing like really thin long sleeve tops, and I love putting my hair in low buns. I love wearing headbands. I love wearing lashes. I love wearing sweatpants. I love wearing jeans, like low rise jeans. I love like just things that make me feel confident. Even if I feel ugly, I'll try my best to at least make the outfit make up for it. And yeah, makes me feel better. Another thing that I like to do is compliment other people. I have been doing this lately a lot, and it really does help. Like, giving compliments is totally free. It's free, and it makes the other person, it's going to impact their day. Like, the worst that can happen is that they don't respond. But even that, like, they know they received a compliment. Like, they had to have felt something, right? Like, unless they're hollow, then they had to have felt something. And you don't know, one compliment can make someone's entire day. They might not show it in their face, but it might just save their day. And it makes you feel so much better. I think I've talked about this in another episode, but just spreading love from you, like it comes back to you, and you feel amazing. And that internal feeling of that reciprocated feeling, it's unmatched. It will beat any sort of like unnecessary external validation. Like, that feeling that you put out that good energy and it came back to you is a really, really, it's an unmatched feeling. I don't know how to describe it. It's so powerful. But yeah, give people compliments. It will make you feel so good. So now we're going to talk about the actual title of the episode, I guess, which is what to do when you feel ugly, right? So getting off my phone, this thing, she needs to be off. She needs to be away, out of my sight, out of sight, out of mind, right? She needs to be gone. And this is like, it's so serious to the point where, like, if I need a break from my phone, I cannot even be touching it. Like, even in my pocket, I have to have it not touching my body at all. I'll put it inside my bag, or I'll throw it across the room, or I'll make my parents hide it. I cannot touch it. So getting off your phone definitely helps. Getting off TikTok, getting off Instagram, getting off whatever platform you're seeing all these people on, and whatever platform that's overstimulating you, get off of it right now. But there are some benefits to these social media platforms. Something that I do all the time is listen to other people's experiences, listening to other people's point of views on beauty and feeling ugly, and tips on feeling better about yourself. I like to listen to a lot of self-help videos, podcasts, just people yapping on TikTok. I try to fill my algorithm with that stuff. And yeah, like even affirmation audios on TikTok or Spotify or something, and just kind of filling my mind with better content to consume. Another thing that I do is going outside, going on a walk, touching grass, like quite literally touching grass, touching a tree, connecting yourself with nature. It sounds so hippie and cheesy, but it helps a lot. I try to go on walks every single day, and it honestly is a game changer, because every time you leave the house, you are stepping out of a mindset that you're leaving in your room, in your house. Like, you're leaving that mindset behind, going outside, cleaning out your brain, and starting fresh all over again. So yeah, no matter how lazy you are to go on a walk, just getting up and getting out there helps so much. Like, by the time you come back in your house, you are going to feel like a brand new person. And I guess something to tie it all together is just knowing yourself, learning what triggers you and learning what makes you feel insecure, and finding ways to cope with it, and finding ways that will help you ease those feelings. So for me, I learned that I'm a very jealous person. It's bad. It's really bad. It's one of my toxic traits, but I learned that I'm actually quite a jealous person, and I always compare myself to people, and I often feel threatened by people, and people who are more successful. I always find myself being like, dang it, I wish I was like that, or what can I do to level up, you know? So yeah, I learned that about myself. So every time I start to feel inferior to people, I come back, I ground myself, I tell myself that this is a pattern that I'm dealing with, and it's okay. You're fine. You're gorgeous, you're beautiful just the way you are, but you just have to keep that in mind. So learn what upsets you and what you can do to deal with it. And just some other general things that I could recommend to you guys on how to actually practice self-love from your day-to-day lives would be, first of all, filling up your cup. If you listen to my episode with Juana, our kind of big quote throughout the entire episode was filling up your cup and how you cannot pour from an empty cup. So find ways to fill up your heart, because when you live life with a full heart, then you're going to you're going to radiate the most beautiful energy, the most magnetic, entrancing energy ever, right? So find ways to fill up your cup, find things that you love to do it, and do it unapologetically. Whenever you see a mirror and you're looking at your reflection, because I know y'all do that, I know you guys look at yourself in every reflection you see, smile at yourself, smile at the mirror, smile as much as you can, because smiling really makes a difference. It's literally scientifically proven, like when you smile, I don't know what it is, it like triggers something in your brain to be happy or something. So just smile as much as you can. Next is walk with good posture. Speaking of posture, let me fix mine right now. Yeah, literally walk with good posture. Walk with your chest out, chin up, head up, shoulders back. Walk around like that. And I already feel so confident like this. Just fix your posture, and mood follows action, right? So when you embody it, you're going to start giving it out. Next is an obvious one: surround yourself with good people. I'm not going to go much more in depth with this one, but you know what I mean. And then lastly is removing anything that makes you feel insecure. So this could mean cutting off certain people that make you feel bad about yourself. That is hard, because honestly, sometimes the people who make me feel really self-conscious aren't even people that I hate. Or even if it's a piece of clothing that makes you feel insecure when you wear it, either hide it, donate it, give it away. Just the out of sight, out of mind mentality, right? And I know this one is hard, but honestly, like, if it's hard for you, then it's going to have to turn into a mindset shift that you have to work towards. You're going to have to change the way you think about certain things that make you feel insecure. If you can't get rid of them physically, then you have to change it up here. So the episode is coming to a close. We're going to look at the bigger picture here. So starting off with what I would say to my younger self. So girl, your body and your appearance will be changing forever. Like, your 12-year-old, your 8-year-old little body is not going to look like that forever. And it's never going to look the same. So it's hard, but you have to just learn to accept what you look like no matter what stage of life you're in, because it's not going to be like that forever. And this is why we always feel so sad when we look at old pictures of ourselves and we start to feel like, dang it, I wish I could have loved myself when I looked like that back then. So yeah, you will grow into your features. Don't worry, you're fine. And yeah. And when it comes to like comments from outside sources, you just have to shake it off. You just have to, unless you want to confront them about it, which I know you don't want to. Just shake it off and just come back to yourself and tell yourself that that's not true. You know yourself best. They don't know what you're going through, so just leave them be. It honestly says more about them than you. So yeah. Next is, how do I define beauty outside of appearance? Having a really beautiful, bright, radiant, and enchanting aura is literally, it outbeats anything. That is the thing that I think beauty really truly is what's in here, right? I love people who have that in them. Your appearance is literally the least important thing about you, and I can promise you that, because again, you are going to be changing appearance wise forever. How do people I admire embody beauty without it being about looks? So the people I admire, first of all, are obviously people who radiate great and beautiful energy, and those people I notice usually have posture. They have great posture. They're very poised, they're very graceful, they're very grateful, and they just walk with so much confidence and so much aura, and I just I love to see it. So now, to end things, I'm just gonna go back and do some little rapid fires. What to do when you feel ugly. So first of all, remove any trigger that makes you feel ugly. If you can't remove it, change what's in here. Fix your posture. Fix it right now. Next would be to journal, do affirmations, clean your space, do something that fills up your cup, do things that fill up your cup, and self-care, practice self-care, do things that you love to do, read, write, and lastly, stop complaining and stop saying bad things about yourself. Like I said, the energy that you put out into the world comes back directly to you, and you internalize that stuff, right? So say good things about yourself, uplift other people, compliment people, tell people they're beautiful, because it will come back to you and you will feel it and you will level up so much, and it just makes you feel so good inside, and that feeling is unmatched. Anyways, that is going to be a wrap for this episode. I guess the biggest takeaway here is that no matter how much I preach confidence on here, there are days where I don't feel like that. There are days where I don't feel pretty, and it's normal. Not all of us are going to feel hot all the time. We're literally human beings, okay? And if you're going through some sort of ugly phase right now, I know I go through them quite often. That ugly phase is just preparing you for your hot phase, okay? And then you're going to feel absolutely amazing. And again, like you are you're ever changing. You're always going to be changing, and change is inevitable, right? So as long as what's in here, as long as you have a good heart in here, you're a good person and you spread love and positivity, then that's all that matters. Anyways, that'll be a wrap for this episode. Thank you guys so much for stopping by and listening to me or watching me yap. I really hope this helped anyone out there, and I'm here for you. You are so incredibly beautiful and gorgeous and talented and smart and hot, and I love you, and I really hope that you have an amazing rest of your day. And yeah, you're absolutely gorgeous and you're beautiful and smart, and I can keep going forever. But yeah, I'm going to end off the episode here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!